Black Friday, as it's been dubbed, has come and gone. And Andy, I don't know why it is. And let's just big picture this for a second. I don't know why it is, but like this happens every single year. Like they release people every single year right after WrestleMania, and it takes us by surprise every year, no matter who it is, what it is. I know that we're going to get into it doesn't make it right and this, that, and the other, but I don't know why it takes us by surprise. It's a big company and they're going to make cuts. It comes at an unfortunate time.
Yeah, I don't know if it's necessarily that we're surprised that it's happened. I think a couple, like at least this time, we're surprised by not just the names on it, but this was a lot more. Like there was a lot more people released this time than I remember in the last couple of years. And it's just it's a bad reason that they use.
Yeah,
for budget cut reasons. Oh, but this is also the most profitable we've been ever. But we're still, going to use budget cuts as a reason, as a resource. If you're going to release people, just release them. Like, just say, hey, we don't have anything planned for them. We're not going to use them. We're just going to release them. Versus trying to find some lame excuse to make yourself look, oh, we had to do this. You didn't. I don't think you had to do this. I think you did this because you're just trying to free up room. You're trying to clear space. You're trying to do this, that, and the other. But the names this year are more telling and very, I think, is kind of a precedent of where we've been going the last couple of years with TKO and with everything else. It's not a good look. Some of the people they released and the way that they released them, I feel like.
Well, let me just say this. And Andy and I can sit in here and debate and gripe and complain about the people that are getting let go and why they're getting let go and what we think about it. After all, Andy, this is our platform to talk about what we think about. The bottom line, I'm going to say this. Anything that we say tonight, we don't know truthfully what is happening in TKO. We don't have a clue. Like we can speculate wildly because that's what we do. But we don't know. So I will speak from personal experience, and I'm not pushing back on anything that you said because I think you're 100% valid. I'm going to speak from personal experience when I say I get this. Businesses have a bottom line to meet. Huge global corporations have a bottom line to meet. And the talent side is nowhere near the live event side and the merch side and the tickets. It's completely separate. So everybody that is listening, watching right now, just hear us out when we say this. It's completely, they're not connected. The talent budget and the records, I know it's a bad look that TKO is saying, oh, we set this record or we got close to this record or blah, 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 blah. It's a bad look for them to say that and then release people 100%. There's no doubt about it. And like you just said, Andy, what they should say is, make it separate, acknowledge that it's a separate thing because it is. And again, I've been on the side of being released from a global corporation where they made money. I'm not going to say the name, but made money hand over fist with the Super Bowl. Most watched Super Bowl in history was put on by the company that I worked for. And then me and a bunch of other people were let go. So I get it. I understand the frustration. Andy, that doesn't make it any better from an outsider's perspective.
Yeah. And I completely get that. And I completely understand that it's a business decision. I think more so for me this year than ever before is the big names that were part of this release.
Yep.
At least a few of them leave a very bad taste in my mouth for specific reasons. But then, like, it's not like, the name. I mean, the biggest name of them all is probably Kairi Sane. The fact that she got released, being involved in one of the biggest stories in the WWE going on right now between Asuka and Io,
yep.
And then she's just completely dropped. I mean, completely dropped to the side. It's not like she hasn't been used on TV in a while. And again, like I get that it's a business side of it. There are certain people whose names, no offense to them, and I guys like Apollo Crews who haven't been on TV in how long? He got released. Okay, that doesn't come as I hate it for him, but it doesn't come as a shock. Kairi's been on TV like crazy. Aleister Black.
She was just on the Raw after WrestleMania in
Yeah.
a tag match.
Aleister Black and Zelina were massive, massive names going into WrestleMania. He was apparently supposed to, like, if the Cody thing didn't happen, he was supposed to be facing Randy Orton either at Mania or post Mania. And if you hear some of the things that I believe Triple H has leaked on purpose, the person behind the phone call was supposed to be Aleister Black. And TKO came in and said, no, we're going to change the Pat McAfee. We're going to do this, that, and the other. So those are the ones that really stick out. The one that really just, it boiled my blood when I saw this name was the Wyatt Sicks, because they marketed off of Bray's death to create this group and then toss them to the side. They made all the money they could off of the death of one of their most beloved superstars, just to throw it to the waste, throw it to the side, do absolutely nothing with it, and then just release them quietly off to the side. Yep. Like, that is such a dark, bad look that I think is such an indictment on the whole company as a whole, on TKO. And I don't, like, again, is Triple H making this call? Is it TKO? Is it a mix of the two? But you have to look, perception is everything. You're right. We're not backstage. We're not in these meetings. So perception is all we have. All we have is what we are shown. And what we are shown is the Wyatt Sicks was a very popular group, sold a lot of merchandise. Even the last couple of months, they sold a lot of merchandise just to be dropped to the side and released. Yep. So it leaves a really bad taste in my mouth to see those names on this list. People that are not just sitting on the sideline, but people that are healthy, that are working every single week, doing the best they can, being super entertaining, just to be released. Aleister Black wasn't even here a year before he got released. So, like, what are we even doing at this point?
Yep. Yeah, you unpack that very, very well. Thank you for doing that. If you're live in the chat with us, leave us your comments, leave us your questions, your thoughts on these releases, and we'll try our best to get to each and every one of them. Yeah, I think they tremendously dropped the ball with the Wyatt Sicks, and you covered the Bray stuff very, very well, so I'm not even going to touch that, but I'll look at it from a creative side, from the standpoint of they had one of the most memorable debuts in the history of the company, not just within the last 5 years or whatever.
Yeah.
One of the most memorable debuts in the entire company, and they didn't do anything with it. Now, if you listen to Bully Ray on Busted Open, he drove this point home as soon as it happened. And maybe this got them in some hot water. I don't know. But the picture that leaked the night they debuted of them taking a picture with a fan in a Whataburger after they just caused all this destruction, and then they posted it. Again, I don't know if that got them in hot water or not, but coming off the heels of such a hot angle, and then that happens again. I know we're in a different time and space in the world of social media and wrestling, but I don't know. You never know. I'm not saying they had heat.
Yeah.
I just think that WWE found a way to drop the ball creatively with the Wyatt Sicks. And also, one you didn't mention that I think they also creatively dropped the ball with is the Motor City Machine Guns. They come in heralded as one of the greatest tag teams of the independent scene, chose you over AEW, and you can't find anything for the Motor City Machine Guns to do other than to play second fiddle for a prone Johnny Gargano crying about Tommaso Ciampa leaving. Like, that's all you can come up with for the Machine Guns. Like, I know they had a huge match at the Royal Rumble last year with DIY, and they were put in an unfortunate spot because it was a 4-match card, and that was the only match that anybody wanted to go get merch or food or go to the bathroom during. Like, that's not their fault. But it just, Andy, like, why you couldn't find anything for the Machine Guns, I'll never know.
If you are a top name on the independent scene right now, if you're a top name in TNA, and you see the way that they got handled, you see the way that Aleister Black got handled, you see the way a couple other people have been handled, are you going to trust WWE to do that to you? Like, are you going to trust them to? So I think it's bad. Listen, creatively, Motor City Machine Gun's pretty easy to book. You know what you do? You put them in there in the ring and just let them go. Like that's about as simple as it becomes. And I just that one blew my mind because they weren't even here really a year at this point. I mean, they've been here almost 2 years now at the most.
Almost two, yeah, almost two.
So I don't.
Yep.
I don't get it. Some of these names, I get some of the names. I get you have to do this. I wish they honestly wouldn't do it the Friday after Mania.
Right.
Like that, you're coming off of a already very polarizing WrestleMania that a lot of people are iffy on, and then you start doing this. You push out your fans. Plus, I don't know if you saw the leaked audio from I forget what his name is. He's part of the TKO board that was at the University of Alabama talking about how they function creatively in WWE. He's saying TKO has full creative control of everything. So all of this is it's not a great look for WWE, for Triple H, and for TKO. And it's one that I don't think is going to go away quickly. Like, I think, people are going to forget about it within the month, probably. But I don't think, we heard it tonight, the "We Want Kairi" chants. You're doing that match at Backlash. You're probably going to hear "We Want Kairi" chants in the middle of that match.
Yep.
So I don't know. I don't think it's that great of a look for the company coming off of what's supposed to be the big celebrated event of the year. Right. You turn around and do this, and now this is what people are talking about. Nobody's talking about WrestleMania anymore. They're talking about this.
Yeah, it definitely is poor timing for sure. And again, we're not inside TKO. This may be their timeline. We don't know, but it does seem to fall either the week after WrestleMania or 2 weeks after WrestleMania, most of the time when this happens. So again, we don't know. We're purely speculating here. But again, just like you said earlier, Andy, we only know what we're shown. And what we're shown is that a lot of great talents were just shown the door. So read Matt Cardona's tweet. Message to the talent. What are you going to do? Are you going to sit at home and sulk? Are you going to just live off your WWE name for the rest of your life? Because I got news for you, Andy. As shocking as some of these talents are, they're probably not going to be able to rest on their WWE name for the rest of their careers. Like they're probably not going to be able to do that. So Matt Cardona's third option in his tweet is go do something about it. Reinvent yourself. Make the people talk about you, because I reference Matt Cardona and a lot of people can, roll their eyes and do whatever. This happened to Matt Cardona, and he spent 5 years working his tail off, and guess where he is? He's back in the WWE. Now, one could argue that he could be part of this release next year. You can make that argument, but the fact of the matter is the dude made himself made Zack Ryder relevant on the independent scene in the 2020s and did it really, really well. I mean, Drew McIntyre, Cody Rhodes, blah, 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 list goes on and on of guys that have done this, but Cardona being the example of a guy just like these guys are that were released, a mid-card guy that had probably reached their ceiling, if we're being honest. What are you going to do about it? Mm-hmm. And as much as I just sat here and said, Andy, that I don't think they can live off their WWE name for the rest of their career, all of these have the potential to reinvent themselves and to pick things back up and become huge superstars, no matter if they go to AEW, if they go to TNA, if they go to CMLL, if they go to Japan, if they go to MLW, wherever they go, Andy, all of these have star potential. It's just a matter of what they do with it.
Yeah, it is. But I just, again, with some of these, I don't think we'll see most of these back in WWE again. This is Aleister Black's second time being released. I would be shocked if we see him walk. I would be shocked if he wants to walk back through the doors of WWE. I think with Bo Dallas, I think that this is his second time being released, and so I don't think he really, especially after the way things fell and how rushed it fell, and it just seemed like they got dropped to the side. Kairi Sane's the same way. I don't know how many times you can keep doing this to people and expect them to keep coming back. And you're not, let's be real honest, you're not going to keep creating Braun Breakers and Opa Femis.
Correct.
You're not going to keep creating people to come up from NXT to be the next big thing, to be the next big star.
Yep.
You need the independent scenes. You need people from other places who have built a name to come back in. And not everybody's going to be a Drew McIntyre. Not everybody's going to be a Cody Rhodes.
Yep.
You know, no shame on the guy. A lot of people are going to be Cardonas, where they make a name for themselves in the independent scene, but when they come back, they're not going to be looked at very differently. And I think that, I mean, listen, tonight, this blew my mind and it frustrated me. Michael Cole almost completely burying Ethan Page on commentary, calling him goofy and all. Like, I get it, he's a heel, but like, you're the voice that people's hear. And if you're doing this, him during Joe Hendry's thing, tonight was the night that I was not a fan of Michael Cole tonight. It's just, you have, perception is everything.
Yep.
And these new people coming in, people leaving, all of this stuff, perception is everything. And the way that they have handled it, it's not been a good look. And releases are never, in a lot of people's eyes, are not going to be handled well. Like, it's just, it's not. It's the ugly side of the business. We talked about that.
Yep.
It just feels like this year, it was extra ugly. And it was extra rough to look at.
Yeah, it definitely was. Well, you mentioned Ethan Page and Joe Hendry. We're going to talk about those NXT call-ups here in just a little bit, because when one door closes, another one opens, and, you know, they're going to filter in the NXT people. We're going to talk about that here in just a minute. Our buddy Brad is in the chat with us. Thank you, Brad. He asked, do you think the TKO budget runs and ends on or after WrestleMania? Maybe. I don't know. I mean, it's a good question. I'm not 100% sure. Most businesses, their fiscal year doesn't end in an actual year, so it's not like January, December, or whatever. So there's a good chance that it happens in March or it happens in June if they're running on actual quarters. So if I had to guess, it's probably around there. Maybe their fiscal year ends in June, Andy, and they start, you know, realigning their budget in April, and that just where this happens to fall. I don't know exactly. But before TKO bought the product in 2020, you know, when releases started, it happened around this time too. I think it was a little bit later in 2020, but regardless, these releases happen around WrestleMania, even before TKO came along. So it's just not a good look altogether.